Hey, welcome back to Old School Wealth Building with Abraham and Friends. You know what, everybody? Oh man, we got the holiday season coming. Hey, so everybody get out there. Y'all have a good time and enjoy yourself. But I was reading through my mail the other day and I got one of those credit card applications in the mail. I said, oh man, Christmas time. They must have known it was coming. And I was looking at it because I was marveling at the kind of paper they had it on. They got it on the good paper. They also got the glossiness on it. So I know that advertisement budget is pretty expensive. But what caught my eye was the ease in which they allow you to get a credit card now. And the statement on the credit card it said fast and easy process. Now we all know ain't nothing fast and easy that's going to be good for you. Think about it. But this credit card application said fast and easy process. Now, that was on the glossy side. That was on the good cardstock paper. Now, when you go to the fine print, it said 21.24% APR. And I said, wait a minute. So you saying if I spend $1,000 on here, you're going to charge me 21.24% APR on that money. And I'm going to pay that in interest if I use that credit card. I said, you know what? That's a good segue to a pillar of wealth building I want to talk about today. Now, this pillar, we're going to use that same $1,000. Now, this pillar is a way to build wealth. But the key to building wealth, and we're going to talk about it a little deeper, is getting a process, understanding a process, and executing that said process. Because ultimately, the process is going to yield you the money that you're looking for, the wealth building that you're trying to build upon. So, but here's the thing. It's not shiny. It's not going to come in an envelope, and you got to do your own homework. Now, we're going to talk about one of those pillars, and you can really just go out and get you a calculator. You can test this theory out in 30 seconds. It all depends on how quick you can type. Knock it out on your calculator, and it'll tell you the exact same thing I'm going over. Now, the key to it is you got to have a process that you understand, you feel emotionally comfortable with, and then you can execute over and over again. All I'm doing is painting a picture. So today we're going to talk about certificate of deposit, better known as CDs. Now, CDs been around forever. So I'm going to put it in a little bit of context and see if that helps everybody to better understand it and why this is a good pillar versus that credit card application you're getting in the mail in Christmas time. Also, don't forget, we got those New Year's resolutions coming up, or them resolutions, as I like to call them. Because in old school, it's a lot of folks I've seen that made those resolutions and they still trying to work on getting them done every year. So let's move on to the slides. Let's take a look at them. Let's see what we got in here. Let me pull my slides up. There we go. The formula to building a wealth foundation. That's the most important thing. We need a foundation. You wouldn't ride your car around with three tires on them. You wouldn't live in a house that only had three pillars underneath it. Same basic concept. We're going to get a look at a formula. And this formula is going to help you build wealth. Your only concern is understanding the process, sticking to the process, and executing that said process. If you can do those things, you can build an excellent wealth foundation. Now, we also need time. We always talk about it. We don't have enough time. Well, anything that you want to build is going to take time. You can't instantaneously build a house unless it's a 3D house these days. You can't instantaneously make anything for Thanksgiving that's coming up unless you got time. So we prepare for Thanksgiving. We're going to prepare for wealth building. So, certificate of deposit. What is a certificate of deposit? Now, we all go out there. We've heard about them through friends or family. Certificate, it's offered from the bank. It guarantees payment of significant interest, and it pays out either monthly, semi-annually, or annually. That's the maturity date. That's the date you receive your money. Now, I have a certificate of deposit. I like to receive my money monthly. I just like to see it when it comes in the account. Know where it's coming from. Know that I put a process in place that's repeatable. Now, it doesn't matter how much money you're putting in there. Now, some people may say, you know what? I don't have enough money right now. What I would challenge you to do is go back and look over your ATM spending for the last year and see if there's a way that you said, you know what, maybe I couldn't have done this or did that, and I would have $1,000. That's what we're looking at this with. It's $1,000, and see over the last 12 months, which is 2023, if you really had $1,000. One of the hardest things also is in looking at your own finances and accepting, you know what, I don't know where I've spent that money at. But this is a process going into 2024 that would help you know where the money's going, know what you're getting out of it. We like to say, this is where your money's working for you. So no matter what dollar amount you want to pick, that's fine. But the process is the key. Understanding how a CD works, understanding what a maturity rate is, and understanding what the interest rate is. Now, here's the hard part: execution. You can have as much information as you would like. If you don't execute on that information, this information is not going to help you. So once you decide on what's a good dollar amount, in this particular example, I'm going to use $1,000. We got a process that we understand, i.e. you understand what certificate of deposit is, you understand the bank that issues that certificate of deposit, and you understand what the maturity rate is, also what's the interest rate they're paying out for that certificate of deposit. Now, execution is going to be what's next. Now, once you execute, let's take a look and see what comes out of the execution of it. You see, trusty slide. Okay, move you over. So we got an initial deposit of $1,000. Yeah, we got a couple of dollars now. Also, we got an interest rate of 5%, compound monthly for a year. So ideally, what's going to happen is every month you're going to get a certain amount of money from that $1,000. That's what we like to call my money working for me. Now, there's nothing too complicated about this. The hardest part is probably selecting the institution that you're going to work with to buy your certificate of deposit in. Now, that $1,000 is going to yield you on 5% that very first month, $4.17. Marinate over that for a second. $4.17. Now, I want you to look at every other account that you have that's not an investment account and see how much money they're taking from you. Look at your mortgage interest rates. Look at the charges you pay for things. Look at the taxes you pay for things. This is a process that's paying you to have your money there. So if you go another month, wait a minute, I got $4.18 added on to my $4.17. Now we're seeing that little snowball get bigger and bigger. It's growing. Now, if you make it to that third month and you was like, you know what, I like this process, go treat yourself, get yourself a cup of coffee. Now, for you Starbucks drinkers, you might not be able to get you but one cup of coffee. You can't get two. But you've already achieved something that most people have worked for all their lives, a process that works, comfortable, and they can actually see the results. That's why I said, I like to get my distribution monthly from my CDs. I don't like to wait till the year. I want to see it right there so I can go look at my account. Now, as you keep going down, go to month number 7. Now, you done made $29 in just having that money sit there. Now, for y'all subscriptions out there, you can go ahead and pay for a subscription. From that 7th month on, you can pay for a subscription. Not sure how much subscriptions cost anymore because they keep going up. You can't share your password no more. So, but you know that you have something in place that takes a bill out of your control and puts it into this process here. And now somebody else pays for it. So let's keep moving along. You get down to the 11th month. Okay, now we can go to the movie theater. We can buy 2 tickets. Watch out with them popcorns and hot dogs. They're kind of expensive. Old school says eat before you get there. Don't try to eat when you get to the movie theater. But you made enough money to go to the movie theaters. And that's the thing about it is, by the end of the year, you made $51.16. Now, some people will say, that's nothing. I challenge you to go back and say, show me something that's made you $51.16 in a year. Just tell me. And when they tell me how you did it, have them explain to you that process. And you could add that onto one of your pillars of how you building your wealth over time, because this is over the course of a year. Now, if you like that first year, you feel comfortable about it, you say, you know what? I'm gonna roll that $51.16 over. Here's the beauty of it. It impacts piling on top of it. Now you're starting the year off with $51.15. Oh, we moving. Because now when you get back to that same third month, you can go out to dinner. You done made $64. Now, you can't go fine dining, but look at the math. The math is paying you simple math. You can do the same math on a calculator, but it's showing you that over time, you're just compounding that money. Now we get down to number 7 months. You can get an oil change. I just paid $60 for my oil change. It'd have been nice if I hadn't taken it out of my money or take it out of a process. Now I got a process in place that pays me and I can draw money out of it. Now, if you want to go in there and take that $82 out, you can go ahead and take the $82 out, get your oil change, call it a day. Didn't cost you any money. All it cost you was maintaining a process in place that you know is going to generate money. Now, let's say you take the whole 82.20 out. Guess what? You're going to get another $4.29 in your account the very next month. This process is going to keep going on. Ideally, what you want to do is you just want to keep building and building. Now, if you really want to have some fun, turn that calculator on, change that 1,000 to a different number. It'll show you the exact same information. Got your interest rate in there? It's above 5% right now. I got CDs that are above 5% paying. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, hey, this money is working while I'm sleeping. No matter what I do, when I get up the next day, on that next month, guess what? I'm gonna get that deposit. Now, if you get down to that 11th month, it's entertainment time. Now, some of y'all can't go out for $100. Y'all know how to act, so let's stop playing. But understand now, you created $100 from a process that's just sitting there. The money's sitting there. You understand how the process works. You got the interest rate you wanted, and it's for a year. You can continue to roll that over, or you can say, you know what? Interest rate went up 6%. I want to lock it in for 6%. That's your due diligence to do your homework to understand how this fits into your pillar of your wealth building journey. Now, at the end of those 24 months, you made $104.94. Look at what you're doing and what you have done and say, okay, how can this pillar fit into my financial wealth building journey? Now, before I let you go, I got to hit you with on these hot stove. Now, for y'all don't know what that hot stove is, ask your grandparents, ask your parents. Because once you touch that hot stove, you know you hit that hot stove. Here's a hot stove tip of the day. If that person jumped, would you jump off the bridge with them? Ideally, don't follow somebody else's investments. Create your own investment, understand your own investment, and create a process that works for you. Come join me next time on Old School Wealth Building. We're going to talk about another one of those pillars.